We are in day 2 of math still, and this is our next version of our math journal. All we are going to do is divide in the middle right here. Today our number for this is going to be 4. So encourage your child to write the number 4. If they know how to write the number 4, have them write it by themselves. If not, you can help them trace or hand over hand, whatever works for you. They are going to spell the number 4. F-O-U-R. 4. After they have finished spelling out the number 4, they are going to show what the number 4 looks like. So, as I was saying before, you can use dots, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can use smiley faces like we did yesterday, or you can even do little squares, 2, 3, 4. You can also use manipulatives like toys or anything to help visually see what 4 looks like. If you are following along, that's okay. You do not have to write this with me. I would encourage you to do that, but it's okay if you are not able to write this with me. On the bottom, we are going to count by 1 to 10. So we are going to count by 1 to 10, and you are going to encourage your child to recognize those numbers. So let me show you what I'm talking about there. So we're going to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So when we get down here, I want you to say, okay, I want you to point to the 4, and your child can point to the 4. And you can put a little check mark saying that they pointed to the 4. If they pointed to another number, you want to encourage, okay, you pointed to 8, that number is 8. Point to the number 4, and they can try again. If you want to condense and take it down to just 5 numbers, you can also do that and ask them about those numbers as well. You can even condense it to 3 numbers and ask them to point to those numbers. It is whatever works for you for number recognition. So you can keep track of that. So I would like you to point to 10. So they point to 10. Check. I would like you to point to 2. Check. And you can keep going. Point to 3. Point to 8. Point to 5. Point to 9. Point to 7. Point to 1. And point to 6. This is another version of the math journal that you can do with your child. Thank you. We are now going to move into our math skill of telling time with Mrs. Boutwell. Make sure you get your little clock out of your kit.
these are the clock activities that we work on every day. We go over the hands on the clock. We talk about the short hand is the hour hand and tells what hour we're in, and the long hand is the minute hand. We also discuss how we go around and we say that each number you count by fives: 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. And when the long hand gets on 12, we know it's always something o'clock. And we can look at the hour to see what o'clock it is. In this case, it's 4 o'clock. So I would say, I would fix my clock to do something like this. This is 6 o'clock. Show me 6 o'clock on your clock, which we would get, and I would give them time to show me 6 o'clock.
That's close enough. Here we go.
And some of my students are working on the half hour now. So in that case, we would go on and I would say, show me 7:30. Make your clock look like mine. After doing several examples of on the hour and on the half hour, then I would turn this away and I would give them a chance. I would say, show me 9 o'clock on your clock. Good job. And if they get it right, praise them for it. And if they need a little help, then say, let me show you. And then I would do the same thing on the half hour. I might say, show me 3:30 on your clock. All right. And you might even have, after we go over that, you might have, we don't do this every day, a lot of times we do hands-on, but you might have a worksheet that looks something similar to this, where in this case, you will fill in the blank. The small hand is pointing to what number, and you'll go to the small hand and see what it's pointing to, and they'll have that, write that number down. And then you'll go, it is, and you'll write the same 2 again, o'clock. So you may have a worksheet to go along with our clock activities.
This is your math day 2 activity. Keep in mind that this is totally optional. This is something that you can do if you would like to get some extra practice with your clocks. You see in the top corner, it will say math day 2 right there.